Hello, baby.
I was crazy once.
I'm thinking of a number.
That man is nefarious. You know, I said that to someone last week, and can you guys guess which character that is?
The anti-nefarious man.
What's his name?
In Nefario.
N Nefario.
Yeah.
Did you know that Doctor N Tropy? His first name is Nefarious.
Really? Nefarious Tropy?
Yeah. Well, like it's Doctor Neocortex.
That was actually
Cortex.
the name of one of my teachers once.
Which one? Nefarious
Tropy.
Yeah.
Nefarious trope.
Doctor Nefarious Tropy.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
all called him Nefarious because he was so evil.
He wanted the crystals. Give me the crystals.
Yeah, he did want the crystals.
That's right. Because the first one is gems.
Yes.
And the second one's crystals. The time crystals, or are they just regular crystals?
I don't know.
They got masks. They got Wumpa fruit. They got crystals and gems. They got relics, I think, is like what the racing ones are. Man, you gotta love Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
idle animations.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
He's like breathing or whatever.
Yeah, well, because I remember we
spins.
had that in like, you know, the little, I don't know, like after school thing in my elementary school. And so I would, people would love playing that game. And whenever people were like, okay, it's my turn. And then they would just like leave them standing there for a couple minutes while they like switched over or whatever. I'd always be
And you
like,
loved watching it?
yeah, because I was like,
Okay.
whoa, you mean no one's playing, but he's doing stuff all on his own? He's alive in there?
He's alive in this little cartridge.
It kind of
Cartridge
scared me.
disc. Oh, it scared you.
Yeah, because I was
Okay.
like, oh my god, what if I get trapped in there?
Now you're going to
Trapped
now
in the game,
you
like how?
So he's alive, therefore
Yeah,
people
I
can
could-
be in here.
Yeah,
you
because
could-
maybe he was a person at one point, and then he got transformed into a horrible beast. A
well,
bandicoot.
he was a regular Bandicoot, and he was being tested for super soldiers by Dr. Neocortex, but unfortunately Crash and his sister Coco, and I guess Tawny?
Yeah.
Tana, they all got intelligence, but they couldn't do any evil. But unfortunately, people like I guess Tiny Tiger,
Dingo
and
Dial.
Dingo Dial, they became evil. Although I think after their appearances, they became like anti-heroes because like they like Dr. Cortex is like a bad boss or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
I'll say
Neocortex.
he's a
Yeah.
freaking evil guy. He's nefarious.
Well, Dr. Tropy is.
Yeah.
Dr. Entropy.
They could both be
Yeah.
nefarious, even if it's not his name.
That's true. One's called that, but one is it. Or
Yes.
they both are.
They
it?
both are,
Yeah.
but one is called that too.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
that make him that much more dangerous, you think?
Yeah, because he came right out the womb, and his parents were like, "This kid's nefarious. I don't trust him."
Do you think his parents, his other blue-skinned parents, are also evil, or do you think they're like, oh my, like we have to disavow our own son, kind of a thing,
They must be good if they named him Nefarious.
Does he have any
or
relatives?
they
in
want
the
him to live up
games?
to it? Well, he does have a weird thing where there's the female version of himself in Crash About Time or whatever, which is the fourth canonical in the original series. It's a canonical fourth one. But that's all I can think of.
Because
I mean, everyone has a mama and a papa.
Well, not Kyle XY.
Oh, that's right, because no belly button.
That's right.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that if you have a belly button, you have a mama and papa.
Yeah, and if none,
Yeah.
then you're an XY.
Yeah. XY.
We should talk about that show next episode.
That's right, we will. Just watch out.
I've never seen a second of it, but I distinctly remember those posters because he's lifting up his shirt.
Yeah,
no belly button.
No belly button.
And I think I asked, like, I saw it at a mall or something, and I was with my mom.
And you're like, holy shit.
No,
Where's
I was
his
just
mama?
like, yeah. No, I was just like, why doesn't he have a belly button? And then she was like, because he wasn't born. And I'm like, whoa.
wow,
What does that even mean?
amazing.
Yeah.
The posters that would scare me, and this is so, hey, we're still in the first 10 minutes of this episode, so it's okay, is the White Noise, I think, poster, I think, if you look that up, like the film. White Noise? No, that's a comedy.
Let me look it up.
Oh no. Okay, I think yeah. Look up. It's like the horror film, White Noise. And that. Oh no. It's let me.
Still scary.
No, not. It's.
Is that the one from 2022, right? The Netflix one. Oh yeah, that is scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete it right now after this because I can't. I don't want to look at this anymore. But that's
yeah.
come on, dude. This thing's fucking scary. Like, this is like seeing this at like nighttime, or like like there's Not Scary Farm or like Halloween Horror Nights, like stuff like don't like I'm going to Trader Joe's with my mom, man. I don't need to see this. And I remember on that fucking street there was every year there's like it was like prime horror themed poster advertising real estate, and I was like, fuck, every October I'm like, I can't believe it, there's gonna be a new thing on here.
I can't believe this. It's happening again. I can't believe it. I think I've talked about this, but I don't know what movie it is, but I remember on like, the like video on demand section, like the channel.
Yeah.
They had one trailer for a horror movie where a guy got sucked into a wall and he was like screaming the whole time. And I was very scared of that because this is not a joke. I was like, I don't want to get close to walls. I was like,
I'm scared of it now.
I was like, what if that happens? Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I see like in movies and they have like the wall is like kind of gooey because like people have like hands coming out of it, kind of a thing. Like I don't like that at all.
I also remember the first time I was scared by anything on TV was when I was really young, and it was like some like ghost hunting show or something. They had dramatizations of like a ghost knocking on someone's window, and I was really freaked out. And I was like, oh my god, they captured ghosts on television. There's evidence of ghosts existing. And my grandpa was like, no, it's fake. And I'm like, it's on TV. I'm seeing it with my eyes. What are you talking about? It's fake. I'm seeing it happen right now.
Yeah.
That's
bad. I mean, my thing similarly was a show called Ghost Rider, and like one of the last episodes was like one of the bad guys was like, oh, Gooey Gus, but like this is the most terrifying thing, and it's like if he like slimed you, like you'd die or something like that. And I'm like, that's crazy for a kid's show. Unlike whatever.
That looks. I didn't see. I saw the TV glow, but isn't that what like the villain in that looks like? I guess the villain is.
Well, there's no real like. I think I remember what you're saying.
Of the TV show of the Pink Opaque.
Yeah, that's right. It's very similar. I feel like it was like it's also one of those things like when they like it's creepier than you think it is, or like that's like one of the things of the show. Like as you get older, it's actually not that scary. Well, hey guys, welcome to Sound Direction, a Menswear podcast with the stuffiness. This is your host, or one of them, one of three, the Holy Trinity, Ethan M. Wong. That's me.
I'm Spencer DSO.
And I'm MJ.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to part 2 of our Indiana Jones discussion.
Sequel.
Our IJD, if you will.
Idged. Idged.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and the character I
hope everyone is idging.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The character I was doing an impression of at the beginning was Arnold Tot?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she says, like, he says that man is nefarious is a reference to Dr. Indiana Jones himself.
Mm-hmm. And if a Nazi is saying it, he's crazy because they're the most nefarious people on Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, so but it's funny because I guess to him, a nefarious person, a good person, a hero is nefarious because he can't even fathom what a good person would be like.
What goodness that can exist in a man's soul.
Yeah. That's
I'm
beyond
evil.
Yeah. I'm a Nazi, I'm evil.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys haven't I'm a Nazi, I'm evil.
Yeah, and I'm like,
sorry guys, getting a call real quick.
And I'm like, I don't know how to change it. It came like
that. I'm Ethan, and then the rest of the thing. You see, I didn't put it right next to those things. I mean, they can splice it, but it's not one continuous soundbite. Okay.
If you ever run for office, this is really gonna come to haunt you.
This is it right here. Yeah. Well, if you guys haven't heard our episode 1, the first part of this, that one's about Indiana Jones, the character. That is about, the iconic A2 style jacket, the safari shirt with the front pleats, or in the case of the Dial of Destiny, no front pleats. The 6
and that's why the movie
fedoras.
sucks, by the way. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I also forgot about this. I saw a video of a guy saying how like Herbert Johnson, they kind of like they made hat models to appeal to indie fans, and like they didn't just make like the regular one. Like, they have like hats from Raiders from specific scenes.
Ooh,
Like they're
wow.
like, because like I guess when you watch it, and I'm sorry, this should have been in the first episode, but like the hat during the basket chase scene, or the Cairo hat as they call it, looks really weird. And some fans like love it so much, and they did it. And this guy was saying how actually Herbert Johnson still didn't get it right.
Wow.
And to him, that was like the most iconic like Indiana Jones hat. And to me, again, this is the worst. I mean, I don't. There's a huge Indiana Jones fan community. Maybe we're gonna get fucking canceled by these guys.
They're gonna
Disavowed.
find this and they're gonna all call us idiots
Yeah.
because they've been on forums for 20 years talking about this and we haven't.
That's right. But yeah, they like they call it the Streets of Cairo hat, and it's like, to me, this is like the worst looking hat. Like, I'm gonna put it right here. Like there's just something like, it's just like, it's so, I mean, maybe it's because they like how fucked up it looks, but like to me, this is like,
Oh, it's so big.
it's big, but like also like it doesn't like the hat in the beginning of the movie is big, but like it looks fine, like kind of like, I mean, you could kind of excuse it, but the Cairo one is like, there's something up with this hat, man. And
Yeah.
like in the photo and above it, like you see like a little like the bend in the brim, which I guess if they like it, like that's cool, I guess. I love that this guy got one and he like fucking dirtied it up because it's pretty dirty in that scene. But anyway, if you want more of that kind of conversation, I guess that not that specifically because we just had that right now, but go listen to our first episode. This one that you're listening to is about the other people in Indiana Jones, because believe it or not, this movie, the whole series, has got a bunch of great style. It's
Believe it or not.
That's right. Tell Ripley. Go to Hollywood Boulevard or Hollywood and Vine or whatever. Go to that place with a little
Yeah.
dinosaur eating a clock or something out there. It's a little L.A. joke for you guys.
That's right. Oh,
I know.
only in LA. Every
Yeah.
time I see that building,
I can't wait to go to Ripley's, go to the Dolby Theater,
Yeah.
get a patty melt at.
We got to talk about. I'm not. Don't say it yet, but we should talk about this guy at the very end.
Yeah.
But
I go to
anyway.
Mel's Diner, Mel's Drive-In.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
it,
anyway,
yeah.
I mean, how often do you living in LA? How often do you guys go to Ripley's? Because I got to say, I go twice a week. I think.
Okay, that's funny because I've been there 5 times a week.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And it's
'Cause
not the
work
way.
there.
Well, it's not the way you think. It's at the
Yeah.
it's at the yeah. 3 times on Monday.
Oh, okay. You like
Yeah.
leave and then you go to like, I don't know, fucking. Is there an In-N-Out around there?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I thought there was. I was thinking of another one.
Yeah,
I was
no,
thinking
I mean,
about the one by my house.
the Ripley's near your house is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a small Ripley's that's just in
the
somebody's
OC
garage.
edition.
That just has a bunch of weird shit in there.
Yeah, yeah, weirder than the one in Hollywood.
Yeah, the police keep coming over there, but
yeah,
you won't
we
stop.
love living here in Hollyweird in California.
Yeah, California, the left coast.
The left coast.
Yeah.
That one's good. I haven't heard.
Keep going. What else we got?
Uh,
The Western Forces of California. and
that's
Texas.
right, in Texas.
No, wait, that's I think that's the wait. What is the
No,
the
that's
Western
what I think.
Forces
That's what it is. It's California
Okay.
and Texas, and then there's
Yeah.
like the Midwest
Alliance? I think or
Alliance
something like
or
that.
something.
Yeah,
And then
go watch Civil War.
I think it's funny because he says like, and then you got the anarchists in Seattle, but then they released an official map, and it's like literally like the People's Republic of Washington or something. It's like, oh, he
Of
wasn't
course
joking.
they would say that.
Yeah.
You know, map of Civil War movie. Here we go. Yeah, that's we got. No, the Western Forces is not it's yeah, it's like the Pacific Northwest. It's like literally, oh wait, no, okay, I don't know which one is official now. Okay, Western Forces, California and Texas, the New People's Army, the Loyalist States, and the Florida Alliance.
Yes, the Florida Alliance.
That's right. And then you got the
What kind of American are you?
yeah, but what kind? Yeah, Spencer, you got to be that for Halloween. I think you
You
would.
gotta scratch
that's-
his face.
I
That
think
would
you
be a
would.
good one.
You would actually, you'd kill it. That's a really great film, bro.
That is a good costume.
Halloween outfit.
I need to get those glasses.
Yeah, you just go to fucking like Spencer's Gifts or something.
Yeah,
and you'd be like,
my
hey,
own gifts.
yeah, my own
store.
gifts,
Mm-hmm.
mug.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
go Civil War
there's a
glasses.
lot of yeah. There's a
Oh
lot of
no,
great
I'm just getting a
menswear.
bunch of Civil War style glasses. Oh, I found him. I found the glasses that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of great outfits in these movies because obviously these are period pieces, and so having other characters, I mean they're all they're gonna be wearing like suits and fedoras and stuff, and what's really cool is that even though they're wearing in broad strokes the things that Indiana Jones would wear, they all have their own distinct looks. That not only gives them the character, but also makes Indiana Jones stand out. You know. And I think it'd be cool to talk about it because, not many people talk about like the background or like the side characters, the villains. I think there's a lot of fun to be had here. And I think this is also what makes Indiana Jones kind of similar to James Bond, where James Bond bad guys always have like an iconic piece of style or some kind of iconic look, and Indiana Jones definitely has some of that in the villains. But of course, the good guys as well. We've got Henry Jones Sr., Sallah. You got Marcus Brody, Mutt Williams, Helena.
Oh my
Shaw.
God! How could you forget about what? Can I first say?
Yeah.
Funniest thing that happened in the Indiana Jones franchise was when they killed off Mutt Williams by saying it's like he went to Vietnam because he was mad at me, which is so funny because he would have been in his like mid-30s when that happened. It doesn't make any sense because that movie is set in like 56, 57, right? The Crystal Skull
is 56, yeah.
Yeah, and so it would have been like fucking like 8 or 9 years before Vietnam really started picking up, unless he was like the first casualty. He would have been so old when he joined. That's so weird. I don't know why they didn't just like say he's not there or something.
Mutt Williams' age. Let's see how old he was. He was born in 1938, so he would be like...
Okay, let's say he died in 1964, which still would have been kind of early. Let me look up first U.S. death in Vietnam.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe he died in 19. So the first death was in 1956.
Okay, so and then.
But okay, 1959 is the first Americans, but those also weren't. That was like when we were like just advisors over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Presumably, he died. Yes, I mean at the very least he would have been 30 years old.
Let's say maybe 1963, but still weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really well-dressed characters, and the thing is, one of the reasons why we're making this is because there isn't a lot of conversation about the other characters, at least that I can find, and I can't find too much information about, the costuming in general. Like where do they pull their inspiration from, and maybe we can just talk about in kind of broad strokes at first, like the costume of Indiana Jones. Like I think when I was a kid, I thought it was good. And then when I watched it again, I was, after getting to Vintage, I was like, yeah, this is actually not.
Yeah, this
even
is
though it's cool,
not good.
I mean, it's cool that they did it, but like, it's very clear that they are like wearing 80s clothes with fedoras.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the kind of fun charm about Indiana Jones, where it feels like it's actually not as period accurate as you would think. And I don't know if our accuracy with movies got better. As like time goes on, like obviously the 70s Great Gatsby looks like the 70s. Obviously the Untouchables movie also, I mean, costumed by Armani, does not look like 40s either. And these movies definitely kind of follow in that vein, where like when you really look at, as we said before, like Indy's suits as a professor, you can see the 80s influence. But the more you see like Marcus's 6-on-1 DB that looks like something that like that Frasier might have worn in an early season of his own show, or I guess Niles more specifically. You see like Henry Jones wearing like a 70s sack suit, like you can kind of feel it, but that feeling gets kind of like it gets less as you go on, specifically with Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny, where those I think are costumed much more accurately. And more intentionally, and like everything looks, it's almost like too clean to an extent. I feel like, it almost makes those movies really stand out, because I feel like like the original three feel like they're all in the same thing, and then these ones feel like add-ons, kind of they feel like the sequel trilogy, which they kind of are.
Well, because it's fun. I don't know. It's interesting. Like I'm scrolling through the album that we have, and even just like it's so obvious which one is one of the originals and which one is one of the new ones, because obviously, like, you know, the new ones are all digital photography, but they look so much different than the Crystal Skull looks so much different than the first three, and then Dial of Sucktony, whatever.
All right.
what do we call it? But anyway, that looks different because it's not my guy Stevie S behind the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It is kind of fun that it covers. I don't even. It does. I guess it doesn't really cover that long a period. It technically, timeline wise, it's like 30 years, but you really only see. I don't know. You see one period for most of it, and then two periods very briefly.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, the costuming does a good job, at least in kind of conveying those changes, at least
Exactly,
retroactively, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like the original three, as we said before, cover 1935 to 1938 or 39, and then Crystal Skull is 1957, and Dial of Destiny is 1969. And so it's really cool to see how the costumers kind of approach it, even if it's not exactly like the super accurate stuff. I mean, we can just go from the beginning. I mean, we can go from let's go to Raiders of the Lost Ark. You got a lot of cool characters in there. In particular, you've got Marcus. You know, the kind of the trad stuff. You know, and this is where I feel like the subtle costuming kind of shines. Like Marcus is introduced to us as like, you know, like Indy's friend, presumably the dean of the School of Archaeology or the dean of the college or something like that, and he is conservative. He's wearing like I guess it's 1980. Oh, in production it was, but like he's wearing like a 3-piece pinstripe suit, and it looks really, really cool. You know, it's played very conservatively. He's wearing like a cream shirt, in like what is probably like a 70s point collar shirt, but like, you know, it looks pretty good with like a dark tie. Or maybe we can just take
look.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can take Marcus this through the decades, because we don't see Marcus again until Last Crusade, and in that one they kind of play up like. Also, he gets more. And I guess it's not really flanderized. I think they just add elements to his character.
Yeah, because you don't really see him much in this one, but in Last Crusade, he's very funny. I mean,
very silly. Denholm Elliott.
I know, like, I said in the last one, my favorite gag is the "nice try, Lachey," but my other favorite gag from the series,
the jump cut,
is when he's like, "Well, I gave it to Marcus Brody. He's an expert. He speaks 12 languages. He can blend in anywhere. It's like you'll never find him. He'll get to the Grail before we do." And then it cuts to him being like, "Does anyone here speak English?"
No, thank you. Please make love in it. Does anyone here speak English? Marcus Brody, sir. And then you get Sallah.
And then he's like, "Run!" And he's like, "Yes."
Papers, yes, yes. Ah, genius of the restoration, 8-hour resuscitation. Henry, what are you doing here? And the iconic at the end. I know the way. Follow me. And then he like almost falls off his horse. We love Marcus. R.I.P. Denholm Elliott.
We love Marcus. Rest in peace. I'm gonna keep a photo of Marcus on my desk too, just like he does
just
in
to look
Crystal
at it.
Skull. Yeah.
Yeah, and then be sad when you're evading KGB agents, the head of his statue of your friend falls off.
Yeah.
But in Last Crusade, he is wearing a 6-on-1 like gray DB. What's interesting though is when you look at it, he's wearing like a pocket square fob or a watch fob in his lapel. They kind of play up the dandy aspect of it. I mean, he's also interestingly wearing a green rep or regimental stripe tie. The classic like green and blue with like a little yellow line, but he's also wearing a black bowler hat in Venice, which I think is really funny. And he gets to see like Indy and the Nazi girl Elsa Schneider flirted up in front of him, basically fucking each other with words.
Yeah.
And then when he's in Iskender Run, he wears the khaki suit with the same tie, I believe, but with a Panama hat, an Optimo Panama hat. And then he wears that the rest of the film because he gets taken, and he's just with the Nazis as a prisoner for the rest of that time.
Yeah.
But I like Mark. I mean, I think it's fun to kind of have again it's more conservative and traddy compared to again Indy's. Like when he's a professor, he's wearing like a like tweed. He's wearing like 3-piece tweed belt back, patch pockets, or he wears a bow tie in Last Crusade. He also wears a bow tie in Crystal Skull as well. Before Indy, as we said, goes to a sack suit in Dial of Destiny.
And he is very English. I do like the rep stripe tie. Is that the Brooks Brothers #1? I can't tell based on the lighting, but
I don't know. I don't know specifically what that is.
Also, it would be interesting to figure out if that was like, if this is a regimental stripe tie, maybe it like tells us something about his background.
Oh yeah.
But who knows? We'll discover this and then send it. But that's old Marky Broads for you.
Marky Broads, yeah.
Yeah.
Indy's other friend, Sallah,
I love Sallah's look.
What's Sallah's full name?
It's a mononym.
Like Madonna.
Yeah, like Madonna.
Oh, Sallah Mohammed Faisal El Kahir. That's cool. The best digger in Egypt.
That's right.
Yeah, I know we said it before, but he's wearing brown face, right? Like
absolutely. It's crazy it's like
at least in the first.
I can't believe they brought him
movies.
back for the most recent one. I figured that would have been like not okay. But
is it bad that in his poster he's doing like a little one of these, like I'm so happy and I'm wearing my fez?
Yes, and he's almost doing the Arrested Development prayer hands.
I know, yeah, but he's happy about it, kind of, you know. He's grateful, whereas as opposed to the pleading like this one. When we first see him, it's a great look. He's wearing a white shirt with a flap breast pocket. And some pinstripe trousers, which, as we find out later, cream pinstripe trousers. As we find out later, it is a part of a suit. It's part of a double-breasted suit. He also wears a Panama hat in Raiders, which I think is really cool with the upturned brim. Yeah. But yeah, his suit in Raiders is really great because it's he's wearing it with like a crazy like striped not striped tie, a like abstract tie, which has got like it's probably from like the 80s, obviously, but I think it's really cool that he's wearing again a cream pinstripe DB suit, not a matching pocket square, but like a tonal pocket square. Listen to our episode on pocket squares harmonizing them.
And it's the red horizontal striped shirt, by the way.
Oh, it is a horizontal striped shirt.
Yeah, I think with a contrast collar too. That's actually a really cool shirt.
Wait, the one in Raiders?
Oh, no, that's Last Crusade. I'm looking at the Last Crusade image. That's my bad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, that's also, I mean, in that one, they kind of riff on the same outfit that he wears, but they give it some more interest where they give him, like, a crazy, like...
sash or something?
Yeah, like some kind of sash. They give him a fez instead of his Panama hat. And the tie is really, really small. It looks also like the jacket looks like a 20s jacket or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a very interesting jacket.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's really good, although I don't know what look they're specifically going for with this. It's kind of like a mixture of different, I don't know, Middle Eastern culture, I guess, which, if Sallah is a world traveler, obviously the best digger in Egypt, maybe this makes sense for him. But again, I think it's kind of cool to see like versions of tailoring. Whether or not it's like cultural appropriation, I don't particularly know. But yeah, I wish there was like an interview about like some of the costuming stuff about Sallah.
I really love Sallah's looks, even though the character is problematic. I think he looks so cool. And I mean, hey, he obviously shows up in Dial of Destiny, as we mentioned. That's right.
He's wearing like a paisley shirt with like a 60s like Madras check jacket, which I think is really fun.
Yes. Is he wearing 2 watches?
Oh, interesting. Maybe one for Egypt time, one for
that's what
New
York
thinking. Time. That's kind of fun. Maybe he still has family over there. I mean, but I guess his family was able to emigrate over, as we find out in Dial of Destiny. Indy does help them during presumably the Suez Canal crisis or something like that. I mean, I'm just assuming based on my knowledge of Egypt with that one.
And you're an expert.
That's true. I'm the best. I'm the current best digger in Egypt, actually.
That's right. Yes.
Virtual. He also does wear, I think, like what do you call it? like a bathrobe at some point with the
Oh,
same shirt.
yeah.
I think when they're discussing if he's gonna come with him to the airport or whatever. I just found some AI art of them. That's disgusting.
Oh God, could you
and
send
we
this
also
in chat? I'm
we
kind
also
of curious.
oh yeah, it's not disgusting. It's just AI. It's like I was like, what is this? And then it's just like
What?
AI. Like what would it be if they were
That's
old or whatever?
scary, actually.
Yeah. And then of course, and this is random, but on the Indiana Jones ride,
Yes,
he
yes.
he wears
He's doing this.
like oh yeah,
You can't see me, but
the Eyes of Mara. Yeah.
yeah.
He wears the. It looks like it's based on his Raiders outfit because he's wearing a Panama hat, like a 90s 40s tie, and then like like white separates. But like it also doesn't look that that vintage either. You know what I mean? Like this is probably the worst it looks, but that's cool. That's Sallah. You know.
That's Sallah for you.
That's right.
We should jump to Belloc, who is maybe
okay,
the
yeah.
best dressed character in the series. I don't know. Like our
That's
side
interesting,
characters
yeah.
that we're covering. I love his suit.
Well,
even
people
though it is
love Belloc.
also-
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like a lot of vintage guys, especially Mark Chevalier, like love Belloc.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny. Like, so Belloc obviously is the
Rival.
Indiana Jones's rival. I'm a shadowy reflection of you. You know, Jones. That's my. I mean, a lot of people say that, but yeah, Belloc. What's his first name? Rene. Yeah, Rene Belloc, played by Paul Frees.
I think that's right.
Yep. Who I doesn't really do a French accent. I don't even know if Paul. Just find out if Paul Frees was French.
Yeah.
Paul Frees is not is actually that's the voice of Paul Frees is the voice of the Haunted Mansion.
Oh. Okay.
Dr. Rene Belloc is played by Paul Freeman,
Paul Freeman.
and he's an English actor.
Oh, from Half-Life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Free man.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
Belloc. I mean, what's funny when we first see him, he's wearing like a safari outfit. He's wearing jodhpurs and riding boots and fucking like a pith helmet. But when we see him later, as the man behind that the Nazis have hired, he's wearing. Like he just wears cool stuff during all of the digging scenes and through the end of the movie. He's wearing either a like linen like beige suit or like taupe separates. And if you look closely, they are separates in some certain scenes. But in one of them, he's wearing like an open collar shirt with a bandana or like a neck scarf.
Yes, looks so cool.
The taupe trousers, and of course, brown and white spectators.
Yeah.
Which is really really cool.
His spectators look a little bit 50s, but that's okay.
Yeah,
They're still
that's
very
fine.
good, and I'm sure ones like that existed in the 30s. But of course, we got to mention it's a belt back with a loose belt.
Yes, a loose belt with pleated patch pockets with flaps on them. It definitely looks like a 70s does 30s type of thing there.
Yeah,
it's
really,
also got a
really
bi-swing.
like-
I was talking about a bi-swing, like a center pleat, reverse center
Yeah.
pleat in the back.
No, but I love the move of having the scarf underneath the shirt. I think that's great. I love his striped shirts, his watch. I think-
yeah,
he looks great.
good.
He looks great. The open collar with the suit is really good. I understand why so many vintage heads love him.
Yeah, and what's funny is because he doesn't necessarily look super vintagey. I mean, like even when he's wearing the striped shirt and like this grenadine tie, it looks like it's literally this could be a guy today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But of course, you know the details like the belt back, the straw fedora, which is really great on him, even though it looks more like a '60s hat than it does like a '30s hat, because it's kind of like short brimmed and short crowned. But it looks good on him. The angles look great. He's a very handsome man, obviously. You know. Belloc looks really great. It's a shame that he had to be so evil and sell his soul.
That's right.
And then literally give it to God or whatever with his he explodes. He explodes.
He does.
The colonel dehydrates and then Tote like fucking melts. That's the order of operations.
Do you think
yeah.
he was ever like illustrated in like Esquire? Like, do you think at some point he was on vacation in the French Riviera? And one of their illustrators was like, "Look at this guy. This is how you dress if you're searching for artifacts for the Nazis."
That's right.
Yeah.
You think Esquire covered like Nazi fashion?
Must have.
Yeah, until we officially declared war on them.
Yeah, then all of their illustrations became like fucking guys in suits next to like soldiers. to show it's like we're patriotic.
That's right. That's us.
Yeah.
Well, we can't finish Raiders without talking about Mr. Tote, the Gestapo guy there.
Oh,
Iconic
yes.
as an Indiana Jones villain, even though he's like one of the tertiary antagonists. Like the idea, I mean, in my head, and I'm sure other movies too, were like the black fedora, the black suit, the round glasses, the leather trench coat.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
which
that
he
is-
wears all the time, and it's like you can tell how hot he is because he's constantly sweating.
That's right. This is a scene where he like takes off his hat and he's like, you got a little bald spot, and he like dabs his sweaty mug or sweaty head. And I think I saw an interview, like the making of Indiana Jones, which I think is on Disney Plus. If you guys have had it, they said that he like Ronald Lacey, the actor, was like, I'm gonna do something crazy, and he like shaved just like the middle part of his head. He's like, this will be awesome. And it kind of was. It made Tote like really creepy and just weird, you know.
Yeah.
And such an iconic performance. So what shall we talk about? A little Peter Lorre action.
Yeah, and he
with
has,
that.
of course, it looks like a weird torture device or S&M thing, but then he reveals it's just a hanger.
That's
Do they
right.
make hangers like that? That's cool. Like, I
I want to freak people out to make them think I'm about to torture the shit out of them.
yeah.
But yeah,
And of course, how could we forget how the plot point of him burning the imprint of the head of the staff onto his
the
hand?
thing is, he saw it. He saw it next to the fire. It's metal.
Yeah.
Why would you think you could just? I mean, I guess he's on assignment, man. He's got to do it. But in terms of the outfit, he's wearing like a black, like multi-stripe 6-on-3 DB suit, with a like contrast collar, like a Chesterfield collar, whatever you're going to call it, banker collar shirt, white with a white collar, and then like a red stripe, body, with a kind of normal like black and red or navy blue and red rep stripe tie, and then of course a wide brimmed black fedora, with the black edge binding on it.
A
Again,
Nazi
very
lapel pin.
yeah. Well, can't forget that one.
Yeah.
It's funny, like you know, if we talk about how iconic things are, like, you know, when you watch Jojo Rabbit, for example, as we do, Stephen Merchant, who plays a Gestapo officer in that, wears this outfit. I'm pretty sure he wears this. Merchant, Stephen Merchant, Nazi. Oh yeah, literally all of them are actually wearing this outfit. Like, this is, I mean, you know, the movie's like not amazing, but like I just put in the chat here, like they're all wearing, like they all look like Tote or whatever this character is named. And so yeah, and you know, what's funny is that when you look at like when you start, if you've collected or are aware of like European 30s clothing, Germans wore a lot of black suits. The black as a suit was pretty common in Europe during this time, and so, you know, seeing that with like a black fedora just kind of makes sense for Nazis, I guess.
Can we jump
But yeah,
to Temple of Doom?
yeah, let's jump into it.
Let's start with the gangsters from the beginning.
Oh, nice try, Lao She
Yeah.
and his sons.
And
This
his
is pretty
beautiful
crazy.
sons.
Yeah, well, you know, R.I.P. one of them.
Yeah.
We don't know
He
which
got
one. I don't know.
skewered by like flaming duck or whatever.
Well, it's a sword. It's like on a saber.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like a fucking, yeah, it's crazy. It's actually crazy that they're doing that. Like, he's laughing, and I don't know why. Like, they didn't just, I guess they're smug, right? They want to see Indy die with the poison. Like, they could have shot Indy at any point.
Yeah.
But they want to see him die in Indy, while he's stumbling around because he's dying from poison. Grabs the fucking flaming skewer and just throws it right into the gut of Lao She's presumably oldest son. But yeah, Lao She himself is wearing a crazy outfit. Again, it's supposed to be like Shanghai in 1935. And Lao She is wearing a black paisley dinner jacket, with satin facings. He's wearing it with a black wing collar shirt and a black, I see it's a vest. I don't know if it's an odd waistcoat or it's a part of like a 3-piece suit or whatever. But he's wearing like, yeah, a black waistcoat, a black wing collar shirt with a white bow tie, and that bow tie has a ring in the middle of its knot. Also has a cream pocket square and a white boutonniere. This is like the most evil bad guy outfit of all time, you know, dinner jacket wise. And it looks kind of cool. I mean, he's got like sharp sideburns.
He
He's
does
got...
look really cool in this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like, hey, you could take some of the ideas for that for your next black tie for New Year's or something.
Do I get a black fucking wing collar?
That's actually really cool.
Is it cool, or does this guy look like he's going to prom? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think he looks like he's going to prom.
Well, not him, not a like 40-year-old gangster
Yeah.
who's like, who's got diamonds and just recently got Nurhaci, the first emperor of the Manchu dynasty.
That's right. Who doesn't want Nurhaci?
Yeah, he's a real small guy.
Yeah.
His other
Willie
son.
Scott.
That's right, a famous American. Oh my goodness gracious! Are you a Marlon Scott, the American dancer? That's my Dan Aykroyd impression. Who really quickly wears like Gurkha shorts and a safari shirt and like a neck scarf or something. Just really briefly. You actually don't see a close up of his face, but it's Dan Aykroyd for sure.
It is Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
Of Crystal Skull Vodka.
That's right. Oh my God, the connection.
Oh my God.
Do you think that's what he told like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas? Like, by the way, in about 20 years, I'm gonna make some Crystal Head vodka.
Yeah, make it shaped like this.
Yeah.
The oldest son who dies looks like to be he's wearing just like a regular tuxedo with a white scarf. But his other son, the crazy guy who gets the gangster moment with a Tommy gun, he's wearing a black DB tuxedo with a black tux shirt, but the collar is white, so it's another contrast here. But not only that, the placket has white white piping, and his bow tie is both black and white, and it also has white Chinese letters on it. I don't know what it stands for. If anyone wants to tell us, let us know. But it's pretty cool. I mean, again, it's like very Bond villain, very like cool to have like a gangster-esque thing to start out with, and of course contrasting with Indy's pure ivory dinner jacket and red boutonniere. So that's Lachey and his sons.
That's Lachey.
That's right.
And then we can mention the Prime Minister.
Yes, Chaturlal, Prime Minister to His Highness the Maharaja of Bangkok Palace.
Yeah.
He's cool. It looks like he's wearing
love his look.
Either like it looks like it could be like a 30s or 40s suit. You can see by the shoulder gathering that it looks pretty close there, and the button spacing. But it also looks like it's in really good condition. Maybe they made outfit suits like this in like the 80s. But he's wearing that with, interestingly, a spread collar or semi-spread collar shirt, another like lapel fob with a little chain, and then a regimental with a crest motif tie.
Yeah, but a crazy wide knot. Like, this does look like a 70s or 80s tie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it actually is a four in hand. It's just like a big, thick four in hand because of it. He looks really cool. I mean, presumably, if like Western people are coming to inspect Pankot Palace, and he wants to dissuade any rumors of any cults that are still active in the area, he's got to look nice and professional.
Yeah, very modern, very Western, very English. Yeah, because he was brought up at Oxford.
That's right. Yeah, I heard about you when I went to Oxford.
Yeah,
is what he says. And he also gets to wear a Nehru suit when he have dinner with the snake surprise and the chilled monkey brains.
That's right.
He gets to wear that, and of course I don't have any pictures of it because it's not like classic menswear, but like of course he gets to wear the trappings of the thuggy cult later on, as when Indy finds out that they're all in on it,
Mm-hmm.
We've also got Captain Blumbert, who is wearing from the 17th Puma Rifles or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
He's wearing his dress uniform with the red the red jacket with gold filigree and like the black trousers with the gold stripe on the side of it. Looks very cool. It's very English.
It's very English. All his medals.
That's right. You just wear them on your chest. Yeah. But at the end of it, when they go to save the day, he's wearing like a safari outfit with like a little bush hat when he comes to save the day.
I do like his ring. He's got a very simple gold and black ring.
Yes.
That he wears, but it looks good.
Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
And then of course there's Short Round. We can't forget Short Round.
Oh, Short Round looks so cool in this. I feel like this is like a
inspiration
Rose Bowl
LA.
flea market.
Yeah. He's wearing like
right
quilted pants, a frog closure like Asian style shirt that is common, and then he wears like a quilted jacket. I mean, he looks like like people would have dressed in Shanghai, Hong Kong in like the 30s, But of course he is wearing, I think, sneakers, right? He's wearing like tennis shoes.
I'm scrolling back to the photo.
Yeah,
But yes, I think so, along with, of course, the New York Yankees cap, which I
that's right.
guess Indiana Jones probably gave to him.
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Jones.
yeah. It's like stepping on fortune cookies.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah, but there's not
Would
that
he have
much
known about fortune cookies? Those were invented in San Francisco. It's an American invention.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Talk about problematic characters right there.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad he's on the up and up now. Keep Wei
Uh-huh.
Kwan. Before we move on to Last Crusade, I want to give a shout out to the government agents in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
In the
yes.
beginning
They
of that
look good.
movie, they're fantastic. One of them, the one who talks about top men at the end, I guess he has more screen time. He wears like a gray, single-breasted suit with a blue shirt and a blue and red stripe tie, and he wears something very similar at the end of it. However, my favorite is the other guy, who wears a brown pinstripe three-piece with a red foulard bow tie. And if you look closely, he also has a pencil in his pocket. So I like that again. That he's dressed like a professor, but like he's not one because he's just a government guy. Because back then you could dress and wear a bow tie, and that's what people wore back then. People wore bow ties for fun.
That's right.
But
I
that's
do
that's them.
also. While we're given honorable mentions, I wanna give a shout out to Jock, whose look I also
Oh,
like.
that's just Spencer. That's just a picture
Yeah,
of Spencer
exactly.
out there.
I love it. I love it. It's very simple. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's just got like a 30s short sleeve work shirt with some like wide leg khakis. Another New York Yankees hat. A lot of Yankees fans. And what is it?
That's right.
His shirt says on the back like Air Pirates or something.
Yeah, it says Air Pirates.
That is so cool. I love that guy. And his pet snake.
What's his name?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's my pet snake, Reggie.
Reggie. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, I think everyone talk about a Rose Bowl fit. Talk about inspiration. That's what everyone looks like nowadays.
Yeah. Everyone in Bushwick dresses like this now.
Yeah. I guess on that note, I want to talk about the Nazis in the scene. In the Cairo scene, since we're talking about Cairo and
Yeah,
Raiders.
yeah. Let's jump back.
Yeah, you get to see them very briefly. They are the ones who command like their team of like the local mercenaries to go chase after Marion and Indy, and they have the worst outfits in the movie. Like the hats look like they are at least one of them looks like the Raiders hat, the poet in the gray one. And the way it's cut, the jackets look like they could be vintage, or maybe they're like an 80s style thing, like the way they're very padded in the shoulders. One of them, I guess the smaller one, he's wearing like a very 70s tie in that shot I have of the guy leading out of the truck to say Schnell or whatever, to go faster. He's wearing definitely a 70s tie. However, the other guy is wearing, I think, the worst one. I'm trying to find the exact photo of it. Oh yeah, I can find it right here. But the silhouette is some of the worst things ever. It's a short jacket with very padded shoulders, with huge lapels.
Those pants are crazy.
And the pants are like flared, and and they're a little too short for him, so they're hovering above the ground. And he's wearing it with like a crazy big fedora. Like his fedora is, I guess, yeah. You can, when you see the picture with Indy, you can see that this is probably another Herbert Johnson hat, and like that's like the dress one. Like it's not been fucked up by the production crew or by Harrison Ford. But like in that photo, you can see like the jacket is cut insane. Like
He looks like Frankenstein.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I love the old man Nazi on the right of that photo because he's wearing like, those are also flared pants, flat front and slim. Like it's funny when you look at this, like yeah, they're definitely like, I don't know how much it costs to make Raiders. Obviously, there's a budget here. Spielberg is already famous, coming off of either E.T. or Close Encounters, but already Jaws. But like the costuming on this is like not. It's not accurate, but and again with these like quick moments, like it does sell the like the feeling, the vibe that this takes place in 1936. But yeah, another thing that I always feel, again, I don't want this to be about phrenology, but I feel like the Nazis in the Indiana Jones series don't look like Nazis. Like they don't look Germanic to me. Like these guys look like American stunt guys. Just who are wearing suits and who are if you watch the movie, they feel like they're dubbed in later because like the mouth doesn't match what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
Because like they have like a German, they actually have like a German accent or whatever. That's also true in the truck chase. I feel like the guys in the truck, they're all like old guys, like old. Let me look up here. Indiana Jones truck scene, Nazis, I guess. Like this guy actually look the guy in the truck, the one that actually is the most competent one. He climbs on top of the truck and then does the like he actually gets to punch Indy and like throw him out of the car. This guy looks like a British guy. This guy looks so British. Like he looks like Jonathan Pryce.
Oh yeah.
And I guess I'm looking. Oh, in Indiana Jones wiki, his name is Tough Sergeant. Like that's
his name.
Oh my god! And this guy's actually Italian. He's an Italian stuntman named Sergio Mione. Oh, I guess he's not even British. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So, not Germanic. Anyway, let's jump into The Last Crusade. There's only one. Well, I guess there's a lot here. We can start from the beginning with Fedora, Garth, and his crew.
That's right.
Yeah. So again, this takes place in 1919. And they kind of communicate it pretty well. You know, they're not only doing like 1919 clothing, which is again not until the which wasn't really the golden era just yet, but also like what people were wearing in like the West or in Utah in 1912 or whatever.
Yeah, you get some cool stuff, even though it does still look very 80s. I think part of that is like River Phoenix's hair. Also have to say, I've talked about this before, maybe on this podcast, but I think it's I like the opening sequence to this. I do think it's funny whenever there's like a movie that has like a prequel showing like a character's like backstory and all the iconic things like happen to them all at once. Like, okay, this is where Indiana Jones got his love for archaeology and also discovered his whip and also got his hat and also got the scar on his chin. It's like the worst one is, of course, from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Where Jack Sparrow just had one day where a bunch of people handed him his iconic costume pieces one by one.
That's right. And he's promoted from cabin boy to fucking captain.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
They called him Sparrow because he was up in the nest like a little sparrow.
Like a little bird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Garth is wearing like a band collar shirt. He's wearing two belts just like Indy, some taupe trousers, and like a brown leather jacket, which is kind of like looks like a car coat.
Hunting jacket. Yeah,
hunting jacket, barn coat, whatever you want to call it. Like you could believe that this could be 20s, even though they probably wouldn't look like that. And of course he is wearing a brown fedora, but it looks like a different color and different shape and almost maybe a different material than what Indiana Jones typically wears.
But I guess it's implied that it's the same fedora that he wears, that Indiana Jones wears. I don't know. I don't remember where it says that officially. I don't. Does he hand it to him? Does he give him his hat?
Yeah, he puts on it's like you lost it as a kid, but you don't gotta like it, and then puts it on his head, and then it cuts to 1939 or whatever.
Yes, and of course, we get Panama then, and I'm looking at the photos, and he does look a lot younger then. I was trying to figure, it's like, how old would he be? But no, that seems pretty accurate, I guess. He's a young, rich, dandy man.
Wearing like a rah suit.
Yeah, a white suit with black piping, a black, like, high vest with the standing collar.
And a bolo tie.
Western, yeah. And then, of course, he kept the same vibe going for like 20 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
30 years.
Oh, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, he matches that vibe in the era, and so he's wearing a more 40s style Panama hat with presumably either linen or Palm Beach double-breasted cream suit with a black shirt and a silver like brocade-ish looking tie, and of course red.
We've talked about like a big 30s summer look was light suit with dark shirt. So hey, it's kind of accurate. It looks very cool. I like it.
Yeah. Zodio.
Yeah.
And then it's fucking. Would that happen? Would if a wave hit the smokestack off of a ship and it landed onto the ground? Would the ship then burst into flames?
Mm-hmm. It would.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I also want to shout out the kid. I forgot what the kid's name is, but this kid was wearing what looks like an actually like either like 20s or could be a 30s like, or maybe even 10s. I think it's just all of it. A pop over long sleeve like work shirt or some kind of like wool shirt with like a flat cap. He's wearing looking like dress suspenders on the outside, but they're hooked up to like striped, almost like Wabash work pants or something like that, which is pretty cool. And the rest of them look like more like cowboy or outlaws with like suits with like big hats and
Bandoliers.
Bandoliers. Very, very cool.
There's some cool stuff in that scene. I like the photo that you have right at the top of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas driving the old car, which they must have thought was really neat.
Yeah. And they're just wearing like 80s clothing with like sneakers and jeans.
I love Spielberg's big hats. You see a lot of photos of him wearing huge baseball caps, and I kind of like that.
Well, that also made it like a thing, right? Like for a while, like when you would have like an XP of Steven Spielberg in like a movie or anime thing, like you'd give him like a guy with like glasses, a beard, like a big old fucking cap.
Yeah, but he looks good in that.
He does look good.
Yeah.
And then of course we've got Donovan.
Oh.
Walter Donovan. His last name is. Yeah, the American traitor, a member of the Nazi party, who would sell his mom's soul for an Etruscan vase.
That's right.
But yeah, Walter Donovan is the main bad guy of Last Crusade. He is rich. He's a donor to the museum, but it looks like he's also trying to steal the Holy Grail for the Fuhrer and for himself, and he dresses very conservatively. When we first meet him, he's wearing a like double-breasted tuxedo. Looks kind of 80s, but it looks really good wearing with like the wing collar and the bow tie and the red the boutonniere. He looks really, really good.
It does still look very 30s style, like
it's a higher
4-on-1, you know. Yeah.
I like the collar points of the wing collar going in front of the bow tie. Sometimes that would happen, and sometimes people wouldn't fix it. But he looks really good. And then after that,
boutonnieres with tuxedos just look good. I know boutonnieres are a little corny, but man, they look cool.
No, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I have a fake one that Isabel made for me for to be the horny wolf.
Oh, nice. Wolf. Yes.
And I'll definitely wear that again. I'll have boutonnieres in this film. I'll get to the other one in a second. But what's interesting though is that when he tells Marcus to not trust anybody, or tell Dr. Jones not to trust anybody as he sees him off for Venice, he is wearing a like micro houndstooth like silver gray tie with a pale blue shirt, a white shirt, and a gray double-breasted suit. When we see the reveal in Castle Brunwald, he is wearing that same tie and a gray suit, but it's a gray three-piece single-breasted suit. So he kept that tie, or the costumers thought, well, this is going to be his look forever.
That's right. I wonder if the red boutonniere is supposed to like call forward to his Nazi lapel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But of course, the other character who wears a boutonniere is Kazim from the Brotherhood of the Cruciform Sword, who like he wears a red boutonniere, and that's just kind of like an interesting that's not he's anti-Nazi you would probably call it. Anti-fascist, Antifa. These are the Antifa massacre.
He's the founder, yes.
Yeah. He wears a fez. He wears a crazy multi-stripe quad pocket double 6-on-3 double-breasted suit. That is definitely something from like the late 60s, or mid to late 60s.
Nuts. Yeah.
He's got, what do you call it? French cuffs. He's got like a white shirt and a cream tie. This guy looks fucking awesome. I love that all of his brethren in the Brotherhood of the Cruciform Sword are also all wearing those things. That's really cool. To go back to Donovan, when he maybe it wasn't double-breasted suit. Maybe he was just wearing his overcoat in the car. But yeah, in that scene, he does get a double-breasted gray overcoat. He also gets a gray Homburg, just very gray all the time.
Yeah.
And then we've got, what's it called? He also when he goes full Nazi, I guess, he is wearing the some kind of like gray military suit.
Yeah, this is maybe his coolest. I mean, definitely his coolest look. It's like a safari suit. With a black shirt, striped tie. He's got a gray pith helmet. It's all this kind of, is that slate gray? But I don't know. It looks very good, very unique. And it does look like something that if you were not in the military but trying to make a military-esque outfit, that's what you might come up with.
Yeah, because he's wearing it with jodhpurs and riding boots. So it's some kind of like sporting, could be like a German sporting suit. This one actually looks very 30s and 40s vintage, the angle of the pockets, and it's it could be a military like suit maybe, but it doesn't seem like it would be. But yeah, like there's no epaulets on it at all or anything like that. It just got the belted closure, the hidden buttons. It's got a hidden fly or covering fly, and then of course the patch pockets. Um, it's hard for me though. Like I feel like I would wear this, but like also I don't want to dress like a Nazi. You know what I mean? Like I
No,
don't.
I mean you could do something like that. I feel like actually the gray shirt that just looks like you are wearing a German military uniform. The gray
Yeah,
suit.
It's hard.
a
with a
gray
black
suit,
shirt,
black
yeah.
shirt, a gray tie. You know, it's like one of the things like gray, like what Hans Landa wears, where it's a gray suit, brown
Oh wait,
shirt,
isn't
black
this?
tie.
It's like the silver shirts, like the American paramilitary like fascist organization. That's basically what they wore.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right. So can't do this. I don't know how we're gonna save it. But yeah, that's Donovan. But of course, there's another major character in Last Crusade that we
Oh
can
my
get
God.
to.
Yeah.
Dr. Henry Jones Sr.
Yes.
Now, the interesting thing about Henry Jones Sr. is that it fits the character so well, but it's not period accurate to me, kind of. In my essay, I kind of write that he looks more like Mr. Hunnam from The Holdovers,
Yes.
which I feel like is maybe like almost intentional, like when we think of like an academic curmudgeon-y guy with a hat.
Yeah, he's absolutely dressed like he's wearing like a little tweed bucket hat type thing.
Yeah, look, the trilby thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I know existed in the 30s in some form, but I feel like they were still like more fedora shaped, like more of a traditional hat, more structure to it than like the actual bucket hat. I will say though, if you guys are vintage enthusiasts, you'll know that the Brooks Brothers sack suit never really changed until like maybe like the 50s or so. And so Henry Jones Sr. is wearing like an Ivy sack suit. I don't know if it's Brooks Brothers, and it's definitely like it's like a 3-button. It's got like the swelled edges. It looks like a in the meta out of universe. It looks like a 70s or like a late 60s a conservative sack suit, and you could make the argument that there could have been a 30s model that looks like it. However, I feel like I've seen. And I've owned like a late 40s or maybe like an early to mid 50s Brooks Brothers sack suit, and even compared to Spencer's sack suit that's Brooks Brothers from like the early 60s, there's immediate differences. Like the shoulders are like like a little bit wider on mine. The lapels are a little bit wider and droopier, and so if we were being picky about the vintage accuracy, Henry Jones probably wouldn't hold muster. However, it's a movie, it's costumes, and it's probably like the best version of that, of like approximating like a vintage thing compared to like say the Nazis, like we said, in the basket chase, which are the worst ones
Yeah,
in the film.
his suit looks pretty good. One aspect that I just noticed that is kind of interesting and makes it immediately, oh, this isn't like a Brooks Brothers suit, is it does have a ticket pocket. It's a sack suit with a
That's
ticket
right.
pocket, which I feel like is kind of unique.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's also wearing like some kind of like leather watch fob
Yeah.
that goes through the front of his waistcoat.
And it looks like there's a dedicated like buttonhole just for that, because I don't think it's going through one of the regular buttons.
Yeah, that's really cool. He also wears that with like a micro or like a shadow stripe point collar shirt. If he was really Ivy, he'd be wearing a button-down collar, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But he does have a really nice like droopy hand-tied like foulard bow tie, which is really cool, like a dark green. And I can't remember if we said this in the Indy episode, but like maybe Indy got his style, his professor attire from his father, and yes, you could argue that that's just what academics wore, but it's kind of like a nice moment when you realize that you see like they both wear bow ties and 3-piece brown tweed suits.
It is very nice. I do like his look a lot. I mean, I think the hat is a little odd. I kind of would have preferred a fedora, but maybe they were also like, no, Indy is the one that wears the fedora. Also, you said the interesting thing about Henry Jones Sr. Is his interesting hat, but I think the interesting things about Henry Jones Jr. is they named him after the dog.
They should have called him Hat.
Yeah, they should have called him Hat. That would have
What's
been
up, Hat?
What's up, Hat? The Hat Jones.
Hat Jones. I'll write that down.
Yeah.
What's up, Hat Jones?
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, that's. Yeah, I also think it's cool to like contrast Henry's look from like Brody's. Like it's like two different ways of doing academics. Like Brody, as we said earlier, has like more of like a like British conservative look with like the double-breasted suit. It's 6-on-1, but whatever. With like a rep stripe tie and then Henry's got like the more of the traditional like old man curmudgeonly professor kind of a look, and they're both from the UK.
They are, yes.
If you think about it, I mean, canonically, right? Henry Jones is Scottish because I don't think I feel like I heard Sean Connery saying like I'm not doing an American accent or something like that. I could be wrong. That could have been like for a different movie, but they kind of just wrote that in there. I mean, it also makes sense, immigrants in like the late 1800s or whatever. That could have happened. But yeah, why doesn't Indy have a Scottish accent? I guess he's just around his fellow school kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Last Crusade. But let's jump ahead about 20 years to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I feel like the costuming got more period accurate in these films. I don't know what it is.
I mean, obviously, just a new costume designer.
That could be true. Again, there's not a lot of. I mean, we could find out on IMDb. We didn't. That's our bad. But we also there's no real like journalism or like articles about the costuming choices.
So it's Mary Zofries who did Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, and that makes sense. She does a lot of stuff, right? What did she do? Like Babylon, right? Or whatever?
She has done so much. Isn't she like I could be wrong. Isn't she like the Coen brothers go-to?
Yes, Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men, First Man, Ballad Buster Scruggs, Fly Me to the Moon. Shout out a previous bonus episode right there. And while this is not 1969, this is 1957. But we get a lot of cool stuff here. I mean, obviously, let's just nip in the bud. We got Henry Jones III, Mutt Williams dressed as Marlon Brando in The Wild Ones. From not just the leather jacket, but the biker cap and the ringer tee that he is wearing. The whole thing is lifted there. I mean, hey, all these 1970s directors love going back to Golden Age Hollywood.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like if you think about like Indiana Jones is like, oh, this is like his costume is kind of lifted directly from Secret of the Incas.
That's right. You got
it. Then it makes sense that they'd be like, okay, well, let's lift something else directly. And the other thing that I always kind of laugh is like, there's Shia LaBeouf, or not Shia, the other one, Michael Cera in Twin Peaks is also dressed exactly like Marlon Brando.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
And
so I feel like you could put them together.
And if you watch the Bike Riders, the Bike Riders lifted their entire look from Marlon Brando and the Wild Ones also.
And their voice.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, his whole thing. What's cool is that in some of the promo shots or whatever, like you can see that he is wearing obviously engineer boots, but his jeans are salvage. Maybe those are Levi's 1950s jeans. Who knows? LVCs. I don't know. Who knows? They could also be true vintage. Who knows?
I know that Steven Spielberg has used like LVC before because in
that's right.
In West Side Story, like the gangs are literally wearing like an entire collection of LVC.
Yeah, all of the jeans.
Well, all the jeans, but also
really
like
cool.
their jackets and shirts are like LVC.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I know about that. Other than the Mutt Williams, we've also got Mac or McHale. Yes. I think I forgot his
Mac.
That's his last name.
He's like quadruple crossing everybody. He's just a crosser.
Chronic backstabbing disorder. What is he? Starscream?
Yes, he is.
He should get his voice wrung out by Megatron. Yeah. But Mac actually, what's cool about Mac is that he's dressed kind of like what a real adventure archaeologist would wear.
He looks cool in these movies.
Yeah, the funny thing is he just has two outfits in the whole movie, because I'm looking at the first one, like the opening sequence, and then I'm looking at like the jungle Amazon scenes. It's literally the same thing. And yes, maybe this is like an Indiana Jones thing because they're like I gotta wear the same thing all the time. But he's kind of got some Spencer Core outfit. He's got like a safari or like a field jacket. There's no belt on it, but it's got the epaulettes and the pleated patch pockets, quadruple patch pockets.
It does look like it's a safari because it's got like the loop collar. So that's like the 40s or 50s.
Oh, that's right.
Like an Air Force safari jacket.
Yeah, that's really cool. He's also got like a like gray, I don't know if it's wool, but like a chambray maybe, like work shirt, or I guess it's more of a safari shirt because the pockets have pleats on them and they're like low set. Um, I again, this, I know that some indie people don't like the connotations to Banana Republic, but like this is like classic Banana Republic look.
Yeah.
For Mac. Mac also has like khaki chinos with a big thick brown belt, and his chinos, they're not jodhpurs because they don't flare out, but they are tucked into like some really tall, like, I don't know what these boots are. They're like multi-lace, like they go up to his knee. And they're not riding boots because they're not just like one slip-on thing, but they make for a really cool look. Again, it looks more like what the Golden Age like adventurer would wear, or even like real archaeologists, which again contrasts to indie. But they really got the look down for Mac. R.I.P. in the extra dimensional point of being homeland, I guess. What's also cool about Crystal Skull is that you get a lot of like collegiate looks as well, and that's not too different from the previous ones, but it's like the jump into the 50s is really fun. Like it's a lot less like Ivy and like Farrell sweater vests and more like varsity jackets, Hollywood jackets for some characters, brow line shades, like two-tone cardigans.
The college scenes, there's some
and
really
like
good stuff
and like
there.
camp collar shirts, camp collar shirts and everything. That's really 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 fun. I tried to get a lot of the photos of that. I love the Joe College versus the biker scene.
Yes.
Where all of the college guys are wearing Marshall College varsity jackets. They got the big old M on there, big BM.
Yeah.
And some of them wearing it
about to
with
take
like
a big BM.
oh
Just
shit,
right
hell
now
yeah.
in my seat.
I'm gonna take a Nomos Glashütte in the Banyo.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, we're wearing like plaid shirts with like white shirts underneath, and of course the bikers are also wearing like camp collar shirts, ringer tees, etc. That's a lot of really funny scene. Other than that, not really too much of like academic looks. I know we talked about the British guy in this one, the replacement Brody, where he's wearing like the brown fleck suit with the bow tie in there.
Do we want to talk about the G-Men that like interview Indy after
Yes.
after the nuke?
Yeah, the janitor and another actor. But yeah, they're both like, this is where you get like the feel like the real 60s attire, because like they're wearing like sack suits, or at least like hard 3-button jackets with button down collars and striped like block stripe ties. And like that's really cool.
Yeah.
And they're all the janitor guy is wearing brow line eyeglasses as well. Crazy. I mean, I guess this is like the height of the Red Scare, but it's like crazy that an OSS agent like Indy who served in the war is being
because he was
is under
too
scrutiny.
friendly to the Soviets or something like that. That was the thing that they don't like about him.
Yeah, and I guess if you read some of the comic books, Indy does fraternize with some Soviet comrades.
I mean, hey, he's an academic, Can't trust him.
But also, I mean, his best friend Mac also straight up defected to the Reds
Yes.
too. So I guess they both served in World War II.
They did,
so-
but the thing is, Mac is a capitalist, and so in the end, he's only looking out for number one. I'm kind of curious, going back to Mutt, about the pins on his jacket.
Oh yeah, those are interesting.
Because he's got a bunch of pins on his leather jacket, one of his collars, and I'm like, what the heck?
What are those?
What are those? It is kind of fun, like the concept of like, okay, well, this is Indy. He's from the 30s, and so he's got this kind of like military, like A2 style jacket. And then, of course, his kid is, I don't know, kind of vaguely wearing the 50s version of this outfit, just in terms of like, I don't know, casual shirt with a leather jacket.
And a hat. I
And a
wish he
hat.
kept that hat with him, but maybe that would have been too on the nose for Wild Ones. And speaking of G-Men, you also got the two KGB
Yes.
agents who will wear like trilbies, slim ties, and like what looks to be like slim lapelled 3-button 60s suits.
We have to give a shout out. This is not much in the way of clothing, but the undercover Soviet guy at the very beginning, dressed as an American soldier, they got the most Russian looking man like of all time.
Well, he's the heavy, right?
Yeah.
That's Colonel Dovchenko,
Uh-huh.
my man, and he they get and like the Americans just believe him. Hello, sir. Sorry about this. And then again behind him, the guys just fan out and just shoot everyone, which I don't understand.
That opening
I don't even know
sequence
how
is
that...
so good. I love the opening
I
sequence.
know, it is good. It does feel like, like a 60s conspiracy movie kind of, you know? You recognize building, yes?
Yeah, should we talk about Kate Blanchett's outfit?
Yeah, we can talk about her briefly.
She's like this Soviet archaeologist, right?
She's I've received Order of Lenin and the Medal of Honor from the Labor Party.
Yeah.
Colonel Dr. Irina Spalko,
Who
of like the Special Forces
I think we've
Division
already
or something.
said, does have Steven Spielberg's mom's haircut.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wears like a gray I don't even know, like an engineer jumpsuit, I guess. I don't even know what that is, but she wears the hell out of it.
Oh
let me
my
tell
god,
you.
she looks great.
If she could read my thoughts,
Which she can, we know this.
Yeah, which she can, she'd slap me.
Yeah.
I do love the big belt, which has the sword, the sword sheath, as well as her little pistol. She got like the gauntlet gloves, which is awesome, and of course the sunglasses, which look really cool.
Yeah. Need more bad guys who just carry a sword, even though you don't need one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool as hell.
And she opens the door to the vault with the force, because they're like, Colonel, we can't get in there. She goes like, yet, and then like she just raises her hand, and then like you get the Star Wars sound effect, like the boom, and like the door just like the lock just opens, which is again never explained later, because that's crazy.
Oh, later it looks like she does get like another gray jumpsuit, like because she has one that has like a collar. And then later she has one that has like kind of like a standing collar, almost like it's a Mao suit or something like that, or like a Soviet military uniform.
You're right.
Yeah, with the gold buttons.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You recognize building, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing like AI fan art of her dressed as an Imperial officer.
Oh no.
Because in Rebels there is an Imperial officer that is straight up modeled after her. So
there you go.
That is kind of funny. Also, I forgot that Mac also has a costume change briefly in the Peru scenes. He wears a guayabera, a Panama, like
with
a straw hat.
Big fat stogie.
Hell yeah, this guy's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
I kind of love Mac. I kind of want to join the Mac fan club.
Oh, sorry, Indy.
Yeah.
Just like in Berlin.
Did he just
All right,
the
well,
Nazis? Oh, we should talk about like well, I know this is we already talked about Indy, but let's talk about Mutt's wedding suit, because that is also like that looks like it could be a vintage 50s suit. It's like gray fleck. That's a very 1957 tie, like kind of the plaid, but like only in the middle
on a sideways. Yeah.
Like the very large
that
pattern
looks
plaid.
True vintage, man. That looks real good.
Is this the one with the best costumes, or is the?
Do you think Dial of Destiny might be better because of the? Yeah. Because again, it looks like they're really leaning into like true, like they're wearing true vintage, or at least stuff that's made on vintage patterns, versus like wearing things that look like they could be from it. Like again, Indy's Venice outfit is like the worst one of all time.
Yeah.
Where he's wearing like a straight up 80s suit with like a fedora. But yeah, I also love like the bow ties, especially. Like you could just wear any bow tie, but like they were wearing like 50s print bow ties. Like Oxley gets a crazy one at the end of the movie. And then of course Charlie, the British guy, played by Jim Broadbent, also has some like, you can tell like there's like something special about these like foulard patterns that makes it kind of fun.
Yeah.
Also, what about the Reverend or whatever?
Oh yeah,
that's
an interesting collar. I mean, I know that's just like the church thing, but normally, you know, it's like not just a standing collar like that. It's kind of like peeking out through.
It's got the thing.
Yeah,
the middle section or whatever. All right, well, let's go ahead.
Let's jump forward
12
years.
Yeah, to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the Antikythera.
And so, of course, by this point, he's divorced. He married Karen Allen in the last one, but they're divorced again.
That's right. And his son's dead. Spoiler alert.
Died in Vietnam.
Yeah, we talked about that already, about him being at least 29 or something, dying in Vietnam. And what's cool about this one is that we kind of like kind of like The Rise of Skywalker, we kind of get a return to form. We got Nazis back in this one. And for the sake of menswear, you get a sartorially inclined bad guy. You got Belloc in Raiders, you got Donovan in Last Crusade, and in this one you got Jurgen Voller, or Dr. Johann Schmidt, which is his new name when they give him to him in Alabama, which he does not want to go back to.
Yeah.
But he's probably like, what's crazy, and I don't want this to be me avowing a Nazi. I mean, it's a fictional character, but whatever. But what's cool is that he gets to wear a lot of the classic indie bad guy stuff. So in the beginning scene in 1944, he's wearing the Arnold Todt special, which is the Gestapo special, where it's like a black fedora, the round glasses, the black leather trench coat, and a black or a very dark multi-striped suit, double-breasted suit. But unlike Todt, his suit looks more period accurate. It looks based on like a German 30s suit, because like the really crazy square shoulders with the extremely bellied lapels looks very period. He's also wearing a spear point shirt with a multi-stripe, which is again very period for the 30s, especially for European menswear. But the tie looks kind of American. It's just like a regular striped tie.
Yeah.
But it looks more accurate than and kind of less costumey than Arnold Todt, where she's wearing like all black and red, all together.
I mean, he looks
course,
like like a scientist in both eras.
Yes, in both eras. Yeah, so in the 30s he's wearing that, and then I love that he keeps up with the times. You know what I mean? So in 1969 he's wearing exclusively like true sack suits, or at least like 3-button jackets and 3-button suits. He wears it with a point collar shirt, which is a little bit spread, which looks like a Drake shirt kind of, and then like minimally patterned ties. So it's not a button-down collar shirt. The ties aren't too skinny, but the suits are what make it a little bit more period, where like you got the swelled edges.
Yeah.
And of course it's always a hard 3-button. Like you can see that it's not a 3-roll too. But what of course the most thing you could do is replace the round glasses with the brow line shades.
Yeah, but they're like cool 60s brow lines, where they're not like the big thick 50s ones. They're like
they're kind of sleek as well for the space age a little bit.
I like that he does always keep the monochrome look. Like that's something that he's kept from the 40s until now.
Yeah, so like in his first appearance, where he's like a racist guy talking to this like black like hotel guy. He's like, "Oh yeah, we lost the war, but you didn't win," or whatever. He's like, "Where are you from? Where are your people from?" Like, Jesus Christ. I love like the like he's not overtly racist. There's nothing like in the in Raiders where it's like, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable with this Jewish ritual." The only real racist thing you get is him going like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like not you, but like your people.
Yeah.
Like that's like
he's
like,
doing
it's like
he's
a
doing like race
microaggression.
science.
Yeah. It's like a microaggression, like a white grandma would say, like, "Where are you from?" I guess you don't have to be white. Sometimes grandparents might say, of all races, might ask something kind of racist or a microaggression like that.
That's right.
But yeah, so he wears that. He has a gray fedora in the Tangier scene. He wears like another dark suit there, again with like the same point collar, but with like a darker like green foulard tie. But the kind of fun look that he does is when he's in the Aegean Sea, or whatever sea that they are in, when they're diving for the other half of the dial, and he wears separates. He wears a tan sack jacket, or like a shacket. It looks like it could be kind of modern. An unstructured khaki 3-button jacket with triple patch pockets, a white shirt with a dark, looks like a grenadine tie, some dark trousers, and a dark straw fedora. And I remember like watching this for the first time, like his sunglasses look weird, but it's because they are clip-on sunglasses on his regular brown line shades.
Oh, I see it.
And then
he
wears, yeah. He wears that for the rest of the film before ultimately returning to the ultimate Nazi outfit of all time, the like Colonel SS, which he was a Gestapo agent. Like he wasn't SS before, I think. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because he just used to go back and enter in whatever the fucking like the Iron Falcon base in Berlin or whatever to walk in there and shoot Hitler in the head.
I know
so
we
he could be the new Führer.
are saying that we're not going to go through the plot of all movies, but should we at least talk about his plan? Have we mentioned that already?
Yeah, we kind of did, where he's
like, Hitler fucked up, but I still believe in the goal of the Nazi party.
And so I'm gonna go, and I knew everything that went wrong. But here's the thing: when you kill Hitler, like what, like you would need to bring back like a textbook, a history textbook of like every battle and every single thing, at least to like have a good start. But also, changing one outcome will change the entire thing. And so I don't know why he thinks this would work.
I don't know.
You know?
It's just like, oh, if you kill Hitler, you get to become Hitler. That's how it worked in Nazi Germany.
Yeah. How does that also? I guess they were gonna pin it on Indy. I guess that's why they had to bring him with him, or were they just really just gonna make him watch as helplessly watch as the Nazis win World War II?
Yeah, because I mean he's like 100 years old at this point. They have a party to celebrate him turning 1,000,000. So
they give him a clock.
Yeah. You're like, you're fucking old, bitch. Retire already. I had to
Voller
watch a whole HR video about not doing that. But they did it.
They're like, please, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Let us celebrate how old you are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Voller dies wearing the SS outfit along with the other guys.
Yeah, they die in ancient Rome, or the Roman times.
Yeah, Sicily.
I guess.
Yeah. What's interesting though is that he's got two henchmen, or his main henchmen. He's got Kleber, who is played by Boyd Holbrook, who wears kind of a cool outfit that I've worn myself, not because of him, because he's a Nazi, but because it just makes sense to wear a green suit with a yellow shirt.
Yeah, that's a very 1969 look. I like that one a lot. He looks cool with the yellow striped shirt too, I believe, right?
Yeah, and I've definitely done that look.
No, I really love that color combo, like all the earth tones and the browns and the greens and the yellows. It looks good. He looks like a scumbag in it, but he looks good.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like kind of like mimicking like the Wehrmacht like color scheme.
Oh,
like green
it could
and brown.
be. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. You've also got Hawk, who is just the big guy, which unfortunately doesn't have a fucking fight scene. He just dies like a bitch,
shame.
getting drowned and handcuffed by Teddy. I guess it's kind of a cool moment for Teddy, but I want a guy and I guess it is a cruel and unusual way to die, but not so much as going over a cliff in a tank, getting steamrolled by a stone crusher, or of course getting chopped up by a damn propeller blade.
Yeah. But he's also got a Mac 10, so he looks cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Mac 10 is a cool gun. I like that he's wearing an Aloha shirt in that scene. Like, he's like, I gotta wear my vacation wear
he's on vacation.
when I'm over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, I mean, all of them. Like, I mean, like, he wears, like, a lot of, like, cool camp collar shirts and, like, the 60s version, like, knit polos before he dies. That's kind of fun.
He's got
the
highest and tightest crew cut of all time.
That's right, yeah. And he's like real German. He's not even like an American neo-Nazi. He's like he says like he has like one line where you hear a German accent or something. Versus Kleber, who is a neo-Nazi American, who's like, I don't get no government job, ma'am. And he's reading a book that says how to learn German.
Oh yeah, so did we ever discuss like what are they just hired by Mads Mikkelsen? Are they just like on his personal staff?
I think that the explanation is that because he was so instrumental in the moon landing, like designing the V2 rocket or whatever it is, or not the V2, but whatever the American rocket program is called. Like I guess he just like this was like his side project, and he was able to hire these people. So that's what they say. Like they're his men.
Yeah,
they're not government agents. There's that guy who gets fucking killed by a bookcase that falls on top of him. The guy with the crutches, who I guess is like the CIA handler, and disappears the rest of the film. But Kleber on the boat scene wears a like short jacket, a khaki short jacket, and like a t-shirt, a white button-up shirt, and like a slim tie.
He's always got to wear a tie. He's professional.
That's right. Yeah. But he doesn't have any government jobs, so he'll never have that. But of course, there's other like random characters in Dial of Destiny that look really good.
Yeah.
Like the students in the college look fun. You can see like the kind of hippie influence.
Oh
there.
Yeah, it's great. Some of the other professors.
The parade scenes.
I like.
The professors. Yeah, like late '60s Ivy or academic wear.
Yeah, and it's like
really
I don't know.
fun.
I like it's the beginning of like it's not just white people in the college now. So you get some like cooler styles there too. Like other than just like everyone wearing sack suits. You do see a lot of sack suits. I like that they didn't
you can
make
get like
I like that they didn't make all the professors like very with the times. Like there are a lot of professors that are just wearing, like regular sack suits. You got some guy with like crazy big hair with like a brown suit. I like the professor wearing like a plaid suit with a blue bow tie, stuff like that.
Yeah, very classic on that one. You got a guy in the background wearing like a safari jacket.
Yeah,
with,
I
like,
love his look.
collar
Do you think
shirt.
Indy, in a moment of dementia, saw him and was like, Mac?
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You made it back from the aliens.
That's right. Yeah.
I just noticed that the kid in the class that the girl is talking to about like a Syracuse or whatever, he's the one who gives Indy the clock. So is he like a TA?
Oh,
like
he
he's
must
just
be.
a teacher's pet.
Yeah, he just
You know?
he works in the admissions office or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, student learning or whatever.
Yeah.
Or part-time jobs. But yeah, you got that stuff. Of course, Helena looks cool.
Yeah, I like her looks a
Some
lot.
fun looks. I can't speak too much there, but she looks like she's from the era. I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean she's got like a cool like rounded collar suede.
Oh yeah,
jacket.
like suede jacket.
Of course she's got a beret. Hey, very sad core.
Yeah, very cool.
And
Jaunty
then-
scarf.
Yes, jaunty
Jaunty
scarf.
scarf, beret, and I like her own adventure outfit where she wears like a straw hat with like a tied shirt and like linen trousers.
Yeah, and
which
she's
is
like,
fun.
check it out.
And she's holding some kind of calzones. What
Peanut
are
bread?
these?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Teddy wears the same thing the whole time. Talking about uniforms, he just wears like that like 70s or like I guess 60s jersey with some fun shorts and fisherman sandals.
Yeah, fisherman sandals. Doesn't it? He has like a safari jacket in one scene.
Oh no, he's wearing like a pilot's like shirt, but like unbuttoned.
Oh,
right, or
that's
something
cool.
Like that.
Okay, I like his
Because
he
he's-
looks great in this movie.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I guess last note on tailoring, we've got Small Raheem, because Big Raheem is his dad who owns the hotel,
Yeah.
but Small Raheem is the one that Helena was engaged to. And when you look at this suit fits so well. He's wearing like it's like he's wearing like a pajama shirt, but he's wearing like the suit with it, like the pants and like the jacket. And the jacket, if you look at it, like the shoulders are strong, but like it's really shaped, good waisting, and of course pleated patch pockets, but no breast pockets, which is insane.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen
Uh,
something like that before on a 60s suit.
Yeah,
Maybe not
yeah.
like something exactly like that. Normally it's like if it doesn't have a breast pocket, maybe it has interesting lapels or something else going on.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah, it looks more
Norfolk
like a leisure
style
jacket or
pleats,
something.
you know?
Yeah.
But
I like the guy, his henchman behind him, where he wears like that like fun paisley or medallion print shirt with like a brown suit and like solid tie. That's also very like late 60s.
yeah, I like kind of the mix you see a lot in in this era and these suits where it's like, someone's wearing like a crazy shirt and a wide tie, but they're still wearing like a very slim lapel suit that, they probably got a couple years before.
Yeah, that's a lot of the these like transitional period stuff where people retain their attire. But yeah, also we gotta get those rich kids who
Yes.
flip off not, they don't really do that, but they basically say fuck you to the
Authority.
kid. Yeah. One of them is wearing like a navy blazer and like khaki jeans with like penny loafers, which is fun. And then the other kid, his like brother or something, is wearing like a
Safari
straight up
suit.
safari suit.
Yes.
With shorts.
Yeah. That kid's mad.
Who are these
by the way,
kids?
the one in the blazer, very nice.
Yeah, this is some Wee John
This
shit
is
right
this
here.
is a kid that would be posting on Navy Blazer today. Like he'd be posting.
Yeah.
It's like just wore this
And
to
he'd
high
be
school. What do you
racist
think?
racist to indigenous people.
He would be.
or like yeah. I mean that's what's happening, right? Because damn it, I just forgot what the kid's name is. What's the kid's name is?
I don't know.
Benny? No. Oh fuck.
And it looks like, by the
Oh,
way, that kid, I think he is wearing a safari jacket because it has pockets. Or it could be like a safari shirt or something like that. But it has like hip pockets.
Teddy, that's right.
Teddy.
Yeah. What does Antonio Banderas? What's his character's name again?
Oh, the
Ronaldo?
fisherman or the submarine,
Yeah.
the boat
The-
captain. He looks
I'm sorry,
great.
you mean the best diver in the world?
Yeah, who we see for like 3 minutes before he dies.
He dies for Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
baby. Takes a bullet to the
But he's
heart
wearing
and
like a
chest.
turtleneck, right? He's wearing a thick, like white like wool turtleneck.
No, No, you're
Oh
you're
no, I'm
still,
thinking
you're
about
still
the other.
thinking
Okay,
of
I'm
Doctor of Captain Katanga.
yes,
Man.
Captain Katanga, who is.
No, Ronaldo just wears like a chambray shirt and pants.
Mhm.
Oh, it's actually a chambray band collar, popover, which I guess would make sense if he's been like a diver since like the 30s or whatever.
Yeah.
With like some like multi-stripe wool trousers, which are like work pants.
Mm-hmm.
He wears that, and he has a cane and like a little captain's hat. And then he fucking
Yeah.
dies.
Shame.
Indy.
Everyone says that in
Don't-
these movies. Indy.
Yeah, it's almost like how Finn says Ray all the time.
Yeah.
Ray.
Uh-huh. Ray.
But yeah, that's that's it. That's all the menswear in Indiana Jones, I
We
think.
covered every single bit of menswear. It's kind of crazy.
That's right. And again, I think Dial of Destiny has at least the most period accurate looking stuff. But what's funny is that it makes everything look so clean compared to the other ones.
I was gonna say I feel like Dial of Destiny has like a very kind of like dirty look. Maybe not all their clothes, but it's like everything kind of looks grimy and warm and humid.
Yeah, I just mean like the clothes, like everything,
Moist.
like it looks so vintage. You know, I mean like it's. Like I don't know, like clean as in like it feels like really like this is the era
Okay,
versus like Raiders, which is like, oh yeah, this is like an 80s does 30s movie, you know? And maybe again that's just like how movie magic is now when you have a bigger budget and like a a different costume designer that's actually like pulling true vintage or like references from true vintage as opposed to approximation.
Yeah.
Cuz who did the costuming for Dial of Destiny? Let's see here.
Let's find out. Is it
Dial
Selfries
of
again?
Destiny. I don't know. I can't find out. Jennifer Alford.
What else?
Costume.
Did
Oh
she
no, that's
do?
a costume buyer. I don't know. It doesn't say. Costume designer Stefano DiNardis. Oh, for Sicily.
Cecily.
Vivienne Jones. I love that there's a crowd costume fitter, like Stella McCartney. Did Phoebe Waller? Oh, her Morocco costume with upcycled fabrics. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
don't think there's, like, a
It'll
main
be included
one.
in the thing.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a really. I mean, I loved all these movies.
Oh wait,
And they
what
serve as a
costume
good-
designer? Joanna Johnston, who is known
Oh,
for
that's
Allied, Lincoln, which you said the costumes in Allied are really bad, right?
Yes, but the costumes in Lincoln are good. So-
Also, she worked on The Last Crusade.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn! This really is like bring everyone back kind of.
Yeah. And Welcome to Marwen.
Oh shit.
And The Man from U.N.C.L.E. We got to talk about The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, that's gonna happen. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out next year or whatever for that episode.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. But yeah, I mean, I love these movies because they really get across like the ability of clothing to communicate things. I think is really fun. Like not just with Indy, but of course with all the characters that we've said. You know, like they communicate different aspects about their personality, their histories, and they're all distinct from each other, while still kind of carrying the same vibe of like well, most of them are Nazis, but they're all dressed differently. And so. You get to see some variances in that costume, even if they share the same philosophy.
Yeah. Should we talk
but-
briefly about the online Indiana Jones cosplayer community?
Oh yeah, Spencer, can you tell me? Actually, you tell me more about this stuff because this is
Okay, well, hold on. I'm gonna have to pull it up on Instagram, but I know from a friend of ours, Raymond Chu. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know what his relationship to this is, but he was he posted recently about the New York Jones Club, which
Okay.
I think is just guys who live in New York that dress up in Indiana Jones costumes. But like looking through their Instagrams, like they all got like the exact pieces. They're not like going to Comic-Con and just wearing like a leather jacket that they found with like some tan shirt and like pants. Like in this photo, they're all wearing the pleated like army pinks. They all have the safari shirt with the stripe down. They all
Yep.
have the jacket minus the ribbing and stuff like that, and of course the big hat. But one thing that I appreciate is not only do they do the indie looks, They also do the like, or like, I mean, indie and like, adventure gear. They also do the non-adventure stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's the second photo. If you go from the New York Jones account, there's the New York Jones account, but you could see in one of their posts, which is celebrating 1 year, you see them at the Rum House, I believe, where one of them, let's see if I could get his name. Well, he's not tagged, so you'll never know until maybe the blog post when we do some research. But he's wearing the Temple of Doom, like, dinner outfit, where he's got the adventure shirt with a bow tie and, like, a tweed jacket with the military pinks, which I think is really cool. But I don't know, there is a very dedicated community of online Jones fans outside of these guys. We've talked about some of the websites that we used as research material for this episode, and they go like really, really, really deep in research of finding out exactly what people are wearing in the films, I should say. And it talks a lot about people who spend years putting together their perfect indie outfit. We've talked about the different reproductions of hats that exist out there, and not only are there reproductions of the hats from a movie to movie basis, but as you discovered, a scene by scene basis, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like this is such a huge cultural phenomenon, and I don't know, something that I feel like if you are a certain type of Gen X guy, this is gonna be so formative for you. I said, I knew so many people whose dad or uncle or something like that were just completely normal, but they had a replica hat or a replica whip or something like that that they owned just because they were yeah, Indiana Jones, that guy's fucking awesome.
And they're not wrong.
No.
Is the whole thing.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's funny. I mean, in another world, maybe this would have been me, but I like the ideas behind all this kind of stuff. I like dressing as if like a character from the world versus that specific character.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
I think it's really fun to see. I mean, maybe these guys will get into menswear at some point. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They clearly got they just use those same principles and ideas and apply them to everything else.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
But I guess I'm wearing stuff that's apparel arts, so I guess I just copy that also.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's our coverage of Indiana Jones.
It's a shame we didn't do this a month or so from now, because then I would have absolutely broken out my leather jacket for something and done my best indie.
You still can.
I can.
We're just recording this a month in advance. You
Yeah,
just have
that's
to give me the
true.
photo.
That's true. Maybe it'll show up in the blog post. I haven't worn it yet when we record, so now you know the magic of editing.
That's right.
Post-production.
Movie magic.
That's right.
That's right. Well, if you guys, hope you guys enjoyed our 2-part episode on the Menswear of Indiana Jones. If you want to listen to the stuff about our discussion about the menswear of the man himself, you got to go to the first episode on this one. Sorry, I choked on myself.
You choked on yourself?
On yourself.
That's right. Whoa, boy.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to, talk with us more about Indiana Jones, you should go to patreon.com/styleanddirection. $5 a month gives you access to all of our bonus episodes. So not these ones. It's just other episodes that talk about other movies. I guess the Bike Riders and The Great Gatsby. But you also get access to our Discord community where we talk about everything menswear and life and work and everything like that too.
Right. We talk about life.
$10. That's right. Life.com. $10 a month. Nothing special. However, we do thank you personally. So MJ, who are we thanking for being a Sadcast fanatic?
We are thanking Shane Curry, Philip Gregard, Henrik Wilberg, Mason Ritchie, and Alexander Batten.
We appreciate you guys so much. Also, by the way, if you guys want to hear us talk about what like we said earlier, the direct inspiration for Indy's look, Secret of the Incas, that's where you have to join the Patreon, because that's where we're going to talk about that movie. So keep an eye out for that, or if it's already come out, you should join it and listen to it, and then keep paying us for fun. So if you want to keep up with the podcast, you can go to instagram.com/styleanddirection. That's, you can follow all of our inspiration posts and all of the random stuff that we find, like JFK juggling stuff.
That's right.
You can follow me at Ethan M. Wong.
I'm at Spencer DSO.
And I'm at Aya MJ.
Yeah.
And my blog is a little bit of rest if you want to see all of the photos and this other stuff that I point out in the blog post, covering both Indy and the menswear of the other characters. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.